Well, hey there, all you rockaholics and CGCM Rock Radio faithful. Welcome into another edition of Rock Talk right here on YouTube with CGCM Rock Radio, where we talk rock because that's how we roll. My name is Bob Bannister. I am your host for this edition. And as always, you know that I love to catch up with artists creating new music. It doesn't matter where they are in the world. It could be halfway around the world. It could be all the way around the world. That makes it even more fun for me, catching up with them and talking about their latest project. And this edition is no different. We're catching up with the one, the only Cassidy Paris. Now, things were going swimmingly, I have to admit. We had a great interview until the end of the interview came and yours truly realized he didn't hit the record button in the first place. Yeah, that was fun. But I got to say, Cassidy's a trooper. She is a real blast to hang out with. And she said, hey, let's just do it again. You're only human. We all make mistakes. And you know what? I really appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Cassidy. She's got a brand new project coming up in just a little while. We'll let her tell you about that on this edition of Rock Talk, right here on CGCM Rock Radio and YouTube. One. Hey, and let's welcome back to Rock Talk on CGCM Rock Radio, the one, the only Cassidy Paris. Welcome back, my friend.
Thank you so much for having me, Bob. I appreciate it.
That's absolutely amazing to have you here. And you've been a very, very busy girl in the past little bit since we talked last. You got a brand new album coming out. Let's talk about that.
I do. I have a brand new album coming out called Bittersweet. I just released the name a couple of days ago, which is super exciting, and the response has been amazing. So I'm really rapt that people are excited for this new era as much as I am.
There you go. Now, from that album, you've so far released Butterfly, Stronger, and Getting Better. Now, I'm sensing a little bit of an autobiographical theme here. Am I correct on that?
Yeah, absolutely, Bob. Yeah, I think everything autobiographical, everything about Cassidy Paris is autobiographical, and I like to keep it honest and raw and authentic for people. So, yeah, it's kind of just like reading a book on my life at the moment.
There you go. Now, how long have you been working on Bittersweet for?
I have been working on Bittersweet for a while, so I never like being really at a standstill with things. So I like to try and keep the ball rolling at Cassidy Paris. And we literally, after New Sensation was released, I went straight back into writing and recording, and it's been an amazing journey. I've had the absolute pleasure of writing with some fantastic artists like Steve Brown from Trickster, David Julian. I've had the pleasure of working with Pauline again, Dragon from Roxas. I just feel very lucky that all these heavyweights in the industry have done the kind thing to take me under their wing. And, yeah, it's been exciting for me.
So where does the title Bittersweet come from then?
Bittersweet. I did come up with the title before I probably went through the most difficult period in my life earlier this year. But the whole album literally feels like a prophecy for me. And it's funny listening to it back now because I just feel like Bittersweet is the most fitting name possible for this album, considering what I've been through. And a lot of the songs are a massive reflection of what my life was, but also is right now. So I feel very grateful that it's so raw and authentic. And I feel like I came into myself as an artist a lot on this record.
And how different is Bittersweet from New Sensation?
I think it's a natural progression, and I hope people feel the same from New Sensation to Bittersweet. But I think also there are some things that are a little bit heavier, a little bit edgier with this album, and that's kind of the direction I wanted to go in in with this album, and it's been great because the whole response has been fantastic. And obviously, one of my statement songs, Stronger, it was literally the most well received single I've ever had. And the next single as well, Getting Better, was received so well this last week. And it was, yeah, exciting to see as an artist.
And we've been following your I'm going to use the word exploits on social media, and having a lot
Yeah.
of fun putting out those little videos. Tell us more about that.
I love content creation, and if I can make it interesting for people to watch, then I feel like I've done my job. It's, fun to put out music, but it's also fun to kind of, create a story with it as well. So I like to do that wherever I can.
Now, speaking of doing stuff like that, you've got that YouTube series, and some of the stuff you've been
Yeah.
putting on that is with Danny Cicatti from Wicked Smile, and you've stepped in some pretty big shoes. Tom Petty and Stevie Nicks, Lita Ford, Ozzy Osbourne. Tell us more about that. Where'd that come from?
Yeah, no, Danny is literally one of my favorite people in the world. I have such a close relationship with him, and I will always work with Danny. And in a lot of ways, Danny really taught me a lot, not only on the stage but off the stage as well in my personal life. And him and his partner have been a pillar for me in the scene, and definitely recently as well when I was going through some really difficult times. And I just love getting up there and performing with Danny and my dad and Wicked Smile. And it's been a fantastic journey. And I owe a lot of that to the boys as well.
And for those of you that don't know, Cassidy Paris's dad is Steve from Wicked Smile. So there's that connection right there, if
Yeah.
I'm allowed to say that. And I
Yes,
think,
of course.
I'll be catching up with Steve in a little bit down the road, and talk about the new Wicked Smile project that's coming up. But that's another story for another time. But you guys, you and Danny sound so good together. There's definitely a musical chemistry there.
Thank you. Yeah, no, like I said, we obviously, the first kind of thing we did was Wicked Smile Stronger. And I jumped up on stage for that. And that's kind of been a little bit of just a thing now at the Wicked Smile shows. And I think people are enjoying it, and I'm enjoying doing it. Danny loves it. So it's been great to have that connection with him. But the Influence Me series, there is all a reason for me doing that series, and
Mhm.
something that I'll reveal quite soon to people. But I love doing that because I love putting my spin on covers and things that obviously have influenced me on my journey. So yeah, it's a real fun thing for me to do.
Big plus marks, because that cover tune of "Stop Dragging My Heart Around," yeah, right there. That's one of my favorite songs of all time. Tom Petty, one of my all time favorites.
Thank
Miss
you.
miss both him and Ozzy now.
Yeah.
So what are you listening to these days?
I'm listening to so much. I am listening to The Defiance actually at the moment. I
Hmm.
think that was the last thing I was listening to. But there's a lot of bands out there that are doing really cool things. Before I mentioned to you Plush, they're a female fronted band, and it's great to see females my age doing the rock, the whole females in rock thing.
Hmm.
And I feel very lucky to be a part of that like resurgence. Obviously, there's the Warning that are killing it as well.
Yeah.
And I'm really excited to see so many young female fronted bands come into the scene. And yeah, I feel like the scene has really changed in that way, and there's been a massive resurgence in female fronted rock in the last couple of years. I grew up on bands like Taylor Momsen and of bands, the Pretty Reckless, Taylor
Yeah.
Momsen, and Hailstorm, Lizzie Hale. Those were the two that I really grew up on. But obviously there's your people that paved the way, like Lita Ford and Joan Jett, and
Mm-hmm.
other females in rock like Pat Benatar. So it's been great for me to kind of take little bits and pieces of all these artists and kind of make myself who I am as an artist too.
And you mentioned Plush and the Warning and the Pretty Reckless and Hailstorm. All four of those acts, they put out projects lately, and they've just been absolutely incredible. And I think that I'm hoping that no, I know that your next project is going to be just right up there with the rest of them.
Thank you so much. Yeah, the reviews, like I know there are a couple of people that have already listened to the album as like an exclusive thing to review it, and people have been loving it. So, and there's a little bit obviously of like pressure associated with putting out a sophomore record, and you want to try and compete with that first album. And a lot of what people have been writing to me has been fantastic and so positive. So I'm so rapt that people are loving it so much.
But do you still get that thing, you're driving along in the car, a song comes on the radio and you go, damn, I wish I wrote that.
Oh, definitely. There's so many great songs in the world that I'm like, I wish I had written that.
All right. So before we wrap this thing up here, we're going to do a little thing called this or that. And we've been through this before, and it's just top of the head questions. And if you're ready, we're just going to go
Yeah,
ahead. All
let's go.
right. Playlists or podcasts?
Playlists.
MP3 or vinyl?
Vinyl. I've got a vinyl coming out for the first time, which is exciting. Yeah, vinyl.
That is very cool. And as you can tell, I'm a big vinyl geek as well.
Yeah,
Comedy movies or scary movies?
comedy. Can't do scary at all.
Peanut butter or chocolate?
Chocolate.
But when it comes to that chocolate, dark chocolate or milk chocolate?
Milk chocolate.
Ice cream or cake?
Cake.
How can you tell your host has got a sweet tooth?
Yeah, I know. My goodness.
And finally, Android or iPhone?
iPhone. iPhone girly. For the
There
win.
you go. There you go. Hey, what's your website? What's your socials so people can get in touch and follow along?
Yeah, my website is CassidyParis.com. My Instagram is Cassidy Paris Official, Cassidy Paris on Facebook, and Cassidy Paris Official on TikTok, I believe.
Awesome. And a big thank you to the one and only Cassidy Paris for joining us again on this edition of Rock Talk. We look forward to hearing more from you in the very near future, my friend.
Thank you so much for having me, Bob. I appreciate it.
You're quite welcome. And thank you for joining us on this edition of Rock Talk, and we'll catch you again next time.